Sean Hansen may not immediately stand out from the other students in his engineering classes at San Diego State University, but he has experience that sets him apart.
Well, I was in the Marine Corps for 7 years. I was a diesel mechanic fixing Humvees and 5 tons and mostly troop moving vehicles. I was in for 7 years and I had several deployments, one to Okinawa, Japan, 6 months in Iraq.
But experiences like Hansen's don't necessarily translate easily into a civilian career path. Unemployment rates for the country's youngest veterans outpace those for their civilian peers. Closing that gap was one of the reasons the National Science Foundation funded SDSU's pilot Troops to Engineers service program. Patricia Riley, a former Navy commander, heads the program.
There's a good body of research that says if you can get a student into an internship, it enhances their ability to get a follow-on job in their chosen career field.
Riley says San Diego is the perfect place to put that research to the test.
We're at ground zero for veterans leaving the military. We have more veterans, we have more active duty leaving the military in San Diego than any other city in the country. And the need that it's meeting is what I remember, and I joined the Navy at the end of Vietnam, what I remember of veterans at the University of Minnesota, there was no place for them.
Riley came to SDSU knowing she would network to find internships for veterans. She's placed 33 since she started 14 months ago. She says what she didn't know was that her office would turn into a kind of clubhouse. Her students stop by to talk about a worrisome test, vent their frustrations, or get help rewriting resumes so their military accomplishments make sense to civilian employers. She says she sometimes thinks of herself as Commander Mom, and she's proud to say that all of her students who have completed their internships have been asked by the companies to stay on. One of those businesses is KevCon, a general contracting company in Escondido. Hansen works in KevCon's estimating department, where he deals with contractors and figures out how much projects will cost.
Just by being able to see drawings of buildings and know the process and know where work is actually acquired from. So being familiar with the process and seeing how that works has been a really good asset for me to learn.
KevCon founder Kevin Kutina says his own experience leaving the Marines made him eager to help other veterans make it in their civilian careers.
I know when I got out of school and did my time in the Marine Corps and got out, I had a very difficult time finding work because a lot of people said, you're in the Marine Corps, so you didn't learn something applicable, or you were too far out of college, so what you learned in college wasn't applicable anymore.
Hansen's military service isn't his only distinction from his younger classmates. He's a father, and Kutina says that makes placing veterans in flexible, paid internships even more important.
A lot of them that go through that system are married, have kids. So it's also a little bit more difficult on them too, that they've left the military with some good paying jobs, steady income, and now they're going to school a little bit struggling, and now they got to find a workplace that's flexible for them.
Hansen says the support he's gotten from Riley and Kutina makes the sometimes stressful mix of family, work, and school easier to cope with.
I know I can always go back to a fellow veteran and get help. And that's nice to have that support structure. Just like in the military, you always had somebody you could go to get assistance with one of your problems. So to be able to know that that's there, if something does arise, then it's comfortable. It's a good feeling to know that somebody has your back.